Okay, Mid-Penn Media Day, the cornucopia of coaches' corners. I was running that by Eric Epler with a little alliteration there for the writer. But Lance Deane, you and I got to know one another last year a little bit, and I think a lot of people took notice of CDEs last year with the type of season that you had. So talk a little bit about the fact of now you've got a complete off season after your first year, going into your second year. How has it been?
As cliche as it sounds, nothing changes for us. Obviously, we lose a lot in that sense, but as far as expectations, standards, the way we go about holding each other accountable and coaching, nothing changes in that sense. I think, yes, we had some success, but we left a lot out there that we were unable to accomplish. So when we're talking about winning the Mid-Penn, when we're talking about winning districts, when we're talking about winning states, three things that we want to do, unfortunately, we was unable to do those things. So, the goals are the goals, and that stays the same.
Yeah, and for you, personally, how's the transition been as well? Going through, when you're hired, you don't have an off season, then you basically have a season. Now you're going through an off season and into a season. For you as a person, how has it been?
It's been good. I think I'm a little bit more comfortable. I would say this, getting acclimated to the schedule. I'm still trying to figure out, what works best for me. I'm trying to balance out, being a father still, and still coaching football and leading these young men. But it's definitely, I would say, comfortable. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with where I'm at and trying to figure out my own schedule as far as getting additional work in and those things.
Sure, and that was, your first year as really a head football coach, right? Last year?
Yeah, last year was my first year.
So you talk about OJT. So how is the CD's community, embraced you and your family?
Good, man. I love it. I love it from top to bottom. When we're talking about, the students, I love them to death. When we're talking about admin, teachers, the support, the energy, it's something I truly embrace. My family embraces, and look forward to being there for a long time.
Well, talk a little bit about your team this season. How many returners do you have, and what are going to be some of the the key guys that you're going to be leaning on?
We lost a lot. I think we'll probably average about 2 or 3 starters returning on both sides of the ball. So that kind of put things in perspective is what we got coming back. Some of the guys we do have coming back, Terrence Jackson Copney. He's a guy that played some quarterbacks on receiver for us last year. Expect, something very much so similar where he'll be playing some quarterback, some receiver, and also some safety as well. So that's a guy we'll sprinkle around everywhere. Thaddeus Krebs, starting linebacker for us. I think arguably one of the most underrated linebackers in the state. He's that perfect, if this guy was 2-3 inches taller, every coach would be knocking at his door. Unfortunately, he's not 2-3 inches taller, but he'll still get an opportunity somewhere. But being the type of defense we had last year, having guys like Mekhi Flowers, Marcel McDaniels, and still having Thad that was considered our leader and ran that defense, and have him coming back, I think that speaks volume to who he is. Then we have Jared Porter as well. A kid that plays running back for us and plays cornerback and defensive back. He's only going to be a sophomore next year.
Wow.
However, I know he has a few offers from some Power 5 schools and some other G5 schools as well. So we have some guys coming back, and then the guys that we are expecting to fill in are talented as well. So it's just a sense of them being developed and them truly believing in themselves.
You use the word development.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is going into your second year.
Right.
A football program is made by the development of kids from Pony League.
I'm glad you said that.
All the way through. Okay.
Right.
So talk a little bit about what you're doing to really kind of develop this pipeline of players that are going to yield dividends at the high school level.
Right. So we're in the midst of just trying to really solidify and clarify our feeder program. We're running things top to bottom in legitimate form. I think for a while that's why Cumber Valley was so good, and tops to them guys, because their feeder program was identical with their high school program, and I think they're doing the same thing here now. But we're just trying to build that that feeder program and work our way up, where the standard is the same, obviously appropriate for ages, and the language is the same. So just trying to build that feeder program, and then when kids get to us, just ultimately developing them to maximize their potential, understanding that that's a kid-to-kid basis.
And ultimately, you're trying to maximize the potential of the community, the
Absolutely.
CDE's community then.
Yes, sir.
So that it basically just marches right through, correct?
Absolutely. Yep. That's what we're ultimately trying to do. I said it before, and I was told this before. Any team can have a good year with good players. But we're trying to become a program where we're highly competitive year in, year out. That's the ultimate goal. So yeah, we're trying to build something that lasts here. So look forward to doing that.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your team this year. I'm looking forward to many, many years talking to Lance Deane. You're always a pleasure. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right? And we'll be back for more interviews. Take care.